10 years since it happened. The Bandidos and the Cossacks at Twin Peaks in Waco, Texas. Something that was an extraordinary event. Not only the two clubs meeting in the parking lot and 9 people ended up dying, but also the aftermath with how Abel Reyna went berserk and just arrested everybody. $1 million bonds. This is one of the biggest stories that we started out as in Insane Throttle, was this Twin Peaks thing. And a lot of people were very involved in helping get Abel Reyna out of office. He lost by 20 points, an incumbent, because of all his actions at Waco. And the sad thing is, it's 10 years, May 17th, 2015 is when it happened. And a lot of it is still going on today with the civil cases, with people that were innocent getting arrested. Coming up right now.
Rev it up, feel the roar, hit the road, let's explore. Insane Throttle, bringing news by James Hollywood, Mason Carey. Engine scream, we ride free. Truth and grit for you and me. From the streets to your screen, biker news, the real scene.
Okay, we're going to get into this right now. Let me pull up everything for you. Man, I can remember this like it was yesterday. 10 years later, Waco Twin Peaks biker shooting. May 17th marks 10 years since the deadly Waco Twin Peaks shootout. And it goes on, and this is them saying it, where biker gang violence left 9 dead, 20 injured, and no convictions. There was 0. They only tried Jake Carzile, and he was found innocent, I believe it was. Man, it's been so long, I don't know if it was a hung jury. It might have been a hung jury. I got to look at that. Maybe we'll get through this in here. Going on here, it became the largest major violent event in Central Texas' long history of national headlines, which included the 2009 and 2014 Fort Hood shootings, the infamous Branch Davidian raid. Yes, that was for our federal government, but we won't get into that one. And the 91 Movie Massacre. Goes on to say, on Sunday, May 17th, 2015, nearly 200 bikers converged at the Twin Peaks restaurant, which was located in Central Texas Marketplace in Waco. Members of the Cossacks Motorcycle Club, now that's the Ugly Man Cossacks. After this happened, there was a break in that club. Ugly Man Cossacks, and then there was the One Percenter Cossacks. Now, the One Percenter Cossacks, they formed because there was a lot of tension in the club, and a lot of them thought that there was nothing happening after losing so many of their brothers. So they formed another club. They already arrived at the restaurant when the rival Bandidos showed up. Local law enforcement had been tipped that the confrontation was brewing, and it's a fact that they did know about it. And what a lot of us at the time were stumped about was why they allowed it to happen. They could have stopped this. Nobody could have got hurt. Nobody would have been dead. And by the way, most of those dead were from cops shooting. Think about that. But they did have knowledge that this was going to go down, and they could have stopped it. Before the shooting began, 16 uniform officers were at the restaurant when the gunfire erupted. Those officers included 5 supervisors and a SWAT officer. So they brought they brought SWAT there. They knew something was going to happen. And they're liable, if you ask me, for everything. Like I said, it's 10 years later. They're still going through everything. There is a debate over the exact reasons the gunfire began, but when it ended, 9 people were dead, 20 wounded. At least 475 weapons were recovered from the scene, including guns, brass knuckles, knives, and clubs. And more than 130 motorcycles and 91 vehicles were impounded. Now, those that died with the Cossacks, Daniel Boyette was 44. Wayne Lee Campbell was 43. Richard Jordan, 31. Richard Vincent Kirshner Jr., 47. Jacob Lee Ryan, 39. Charles Wayne Russell, 46. From the Bandidos, Manuel Isaac Rodriguez was 40 years old. Then there were Schmeiders, was Matt Smith, 27. Unaffiliated was Jesus Delgado Rodriguez. Yes, it was a mistrial. That's what it was right there. You might as well just say not guilty, because one of them, it's coming back. One of the jurors had sympathy towards the Cossacks, so they wouldn't vote not guilty on it. Since the shooting, only one person had been tried in court. The Bat biker, Jake Carzile, had been charged with engaging in organized criminal activity with an underlying offense of murder, engaging in organized criminal activity. But after nearly 16 hours of deliberations, jurors said they were deadlocked and the judge declared a mistrial. One of the jurors said they had been leaning towards a not guilty verdict on all 3 charges. More than 150 bikers were originally indicted on this. But following the mistrial, all charges were dropped against every single one of the bikers. Again, Abel Reyna was something else. He was a prick. They had arrest warrants right there on the spot, fill in their freaking names, $1 million freaking hits. Popeye and OG over at Texas Biker Radio, they really put in the work on this one down in Texas with this Abel Reyna prick. But anyway, there is, I'm not going to play the video and stuff, but it was something else that day. There is the Twin Peaks. Again, it's vacant right now. Let's see here. But unlike quirky Tarantino movies in which justice normally is meted out to those who deserve it, former McClellan County District Attorney Abel Reyna overreaching decision to arrest everyone wearing bike colors associated with the Bandidos and the Cossacks, even some who weren't even on the Twin Peaks ground when the firefight broke out, doomed the criminal cases from the start and led to no one being held criminally accountable for the 9 deaths. With that, they were in jail for weeks, man. Hundreds of them for weeks on identical $1 million bonds, charged with engaging in organized criminal activity. It goes on and on. There are some of the complaints right there. What else we got? A 54 state district court jury in Waco deadlocked. That was 2017. We had an open shootout in broad daylight at a public restaurant in the middle of May on a Sunday afternoon, leaving 9 dead and 20 wounded. Nobody was ever convicted. And again, those that did die, I think 4 of them died from cops. And there was all the people right there. That's just a small number of the 200 that were arrested that day. This just, man, did we have hours and hours and hours of coverage on this one. Forensics tests showed that 2 Waco police snipers, here it is, killed 4 of the 9 bikers that day. A grand jury found the officers committed no wrongdoing. I don't understand how they weren't in wrongdoing, because they knew ahead of time that this kind of stuff could pop off, and they did absolutely nothing to stop it. Absolutely nothing. It didn't have to happen. And it tells you all you need to know. SWAT was already there. You had snipers. Come on, man. You know what? That is freaking negligence if if I ever heard anything. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Buy the book over on Amazon. Man, memories coming down, man. 10 years later. 10 years later. Rock on, baby.
Welcome to 1990 Chicago, where trust is a trap and betrayal runs deep. The Betrayal Chronicles real-life book series by James Hollywood Machikari drags you into the middle of the biker underworld like never before. In Power and Betrayal, a kingpin rises and falls in a storm of drugs and deceit. Then Brotherhood and Betrayal throws you into a fight for loyalty where every choice bleeds. Get the Betrayal Chronicles series now with grit, guilt, and redemption on every page. Available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. Also available is autographed copies by James Hollywood Machikari on www.InsaneThrottleBikerNews.com.